I remember they had a group in our town called Whites Against Mexicans, right? And they didn't have any Mexicans. Wham, yeah.
Yeah, really.
And we didn't have any Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
So basically it was just people wasting gas money, really. Driving around looking for Mexicans.
I grew up around a lot of sinkholes. You know, I mean, you'd have somebody, you play hide and go seek, and somebody fucking, you never find them, you know? You go knock, like, you know, you go knock on somebody's door, and the next day their whole fucking house was gone. You know, it was like, I grew up in a lot of Louisiana, like half of it's sinking.
Dude, I wanted to open up a shoe store by Joaquin Phoenix called These Boots Were Made for Joaquin, like near his house. That's like one of the dumbest ideas.
His only shoes that he could fit in, too. It's like, hey, if you fit in these, we got the boot for you.
Oh, dude, the first erection I ever got, it was coming up, and I thought it was like a poop in my body that it was going the wrong way. And
I really thought it was a poop?
Yeah, it was so scary because it was the same shape, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude! One of my poops is lost."
I mean, even like it's just.
I had a buddy who got so scared he thought his whole body would grow into a wiener, and like there would be nothing left of him, and then the wiener would grow, and then it would go back, and he would reform. Well, like David Spade still eats at McDonald's. You know, he's basically he's like the Ulysses S. Grant of our time. I feel like he goes.
Yes,
he's on the front line.
He is the Ulysses S. Grant.
He will go sit in there.
Yeah.
Dine. He'll battle. He has an amazing story about battling a homeless guy for a series of nuggets.
I don't think I'd ever do incest, man. Even if I think I had the hottest family member ever, bro. Ever.
Dude, they had an Asian kid in a play one time at our school. He wasn't really Asian, but they painted him orange, dude. How fucking crazy is that?
Wait. You guys did like Platoon, but like
Nutcracker. It was the Nutcracker suite.
Sounds like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it does. Well, and Drosselmeyer was Asian. They wanted somebody. There had been like an uproar or something, or somebody had just bombed a different country and they wanted to do like a tribute or something. So they made one of the Drosselmeyer Asian.
No.
Yeah.
And that worked. I felt that worked kind of pretty fast, but then it affected.
Disappeared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sexually, no good.
Well, see, thankfully, I've never been really great sexually, so it's like, I'm fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I'll take the pills, dude. Bro, I'll put a pill in the end of my penis. I'll take the wiener lozenges, you know what I'm saying, dude? I'll take 700 milligrams of Zoloft right to the head of my penis, dude. You know, it's just.
Oh, so black women prefer to be warmer?
Yeah, of course. No, well, we like the heat. Like our natural habitat is warm.
Sometimes I don't think about that. It would be great if your AC or whatever had like a Caribbean setting or whatever. And you could have set that and suddenly like some great music came out.
It'd
like,
be perfect.
And then some guy's trying to get you to gamble offshore or something. You're like, what temperature is this? We had this dude in our neighborhood named, they called him Skittle was his nickname. And he was like, you know, he had impairment.
Yeah. So he was he was handicapped.
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair, but sometimes they would, at the video store, his like handler or whatever, who was his cousin, would like get him out and let him crawl under into the nudie room in there.
Oh, that's
people would be so excited. You know, they'd be like Skittles in the nudie rooms. Yeah, I remember. We used to use Test 200, I think was what we used or something.
200 milligram test. Yeah.
God, that shit was fun.
Yeah.
My God, I would fucking choke out my own stepmother.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have one.
We used to have this fucking girl who was probably 14 that went shirtless, bro, since she was like fucking 4 to 14 shirtless, bro.
Why was that?
I don't know. It was just their whole family was pretty much shirtless, and they didn't do any different by the girls, man. This girl was shirtless as fuck. And we all thought, like, damn, she's like a long hair. She's like the most best-looking dude you ever seen, right? We thought that till about 11. And then somebody's like, that's a girl, man. She just goes shirtless. And we're like,
and nobody told her to put a shirt on in school or nothing?
I don't know about school.
A lot of comedians, they're just trying to get a girl to laugh. Really, you don't have any way to impress a woman. That's what you realize when you're young. So you're like, I gotta make somebody laugh, or one of these dudes is probably gonna fuck me, you know? So
I gotta get funny quick.
I relate as a fat person.
My friend, sometimes I'd be so coked out and I'd have him around. I'd be like, bro, you got to come spend some time with me.
Yeah.
He'd come over and he'd be like, you probably going to be fine, dude. Wake me up in an hour. That's what he would tell me. Like, what the fuck? Then I started tripping in circles because I'd be like, I'd finally start to fall asleep. I'd be like, fuck, I got to wake this dude up in an hour, bro. Now I got to stay up.
He came there and gave you a responsibility.
Yeah, now I got to stay up to wake this fucking creep up.
He used to have this joke. One of my favorite jokes. He said, "My wife said never answer the phone during sex." I said, "What if it's you calling?"
That's good shit.
I always love that one, man.
Because they're Chinese, right, bro?
Yeah, they're Chinese.
Yeah,
dude.
the Chinese don't like me. The Ching Chongs don't like me. Dude.
Really?
Yeah.
It's
Can I say Ching Chong or what?
you can.
You've never said it before?
Look, dude, here's
Yeah.
what I say about I don't use racial slurs unless you do. You know what I'm saying, boy?
Yeah.
Good for him.
And he's in whiteface there, so obviously they were reprogramming him or something. You know, and they had to put his face in the shop for a week or something. No, certainly an amazing creator, but I do think there's this very strong link between autism and technological advancement that I think we'll figure out in the future. But
That'd be nice. I think I have a bit of autism.
oh,
It's
I
fine.
beat it. I barely beat it, dude. You know, and they said it was very close in our area.
We didn't have these terms, you know.
No, everybody was. I remember I got learning disabled for a little while. You know, they put me in there for like a little while when I was in 3rd grade, and back then, dude, it was, you know, everybody was in that bitch. You know, if you could run too fast, you were in there. Like
Right,
if you,
right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? People in a wheelchair,
Right.
autism, people with no arms. Like it was just like this crazy bunch, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
If I lived in New Orleans and had beignets and shrimp
Forgot
po'
all about
boys,
fucking beignets.
I've never even had one, but I just see it and it just looks.
There used to be a place in Boulder.
Baby formula, too, actually, down there.
Baby formula.
You see a lot of the sisters drinking baby formula outside of the French Quarter. Yeah. I don't know if you ever
In
noticed
a bottle?
that.
What do they do?
Huh?
In a bottle?
No, just a can, bro. They fucking, it's just canning up.
Is he recording this backwards? Like I had missed a whole. He done it for 15 minutes today. It was a
He
crazy
might be
show.
dyslexic. There's not a. You don't,
He's verse lexic.
I mean, you just described dyslexia, and we're all like, wonder what he's doing. You know, like fucking.
Hey, that's funny as
Bro, you don't see a lot of black dyslexia either.
Black dyslexia. Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, you don't see it every day, that's for sure.
But he was super cool about it, and he's still hit me up since then. Like, yo, man, I want to come back for it.
So is that like your? It's almost like that's your vagina. Like if somebody drops in on your ramp, is it kind of have that sort of feel to it? Like is it like all dudes trying to get in there? I feel like. Dude, I know this. You guys are going to control the future, though. I was just in China, and bro, that is. You guys are coming in hot. Bro, there were some guy jumped off of a building, killed himself.
Yeah.
7 Asian people came out of him. Like just a lot. Like it's not ending, bro. It's not ending with the Asians. It's full. You guys are going full throttle.
I have been a vapor. I'll be honest. I have been a vapor. I have vaped.
I worked on a movie and this girl was
hammering it.
Yeah, just constantly. I mean, she was probably nervous.
It makes you more nervous.
It does?
Oh, it increases your anxiety. If you have no anxiety, you hit that thing, 2 hits, all of a sudden you're anxious. You're scared. You're calling somebody. You'll text the cops. Hey, what's up? Dude, if aliens show up, they better show up with some fucking bars or the hood's going to be like, fuck these motherfuckers, bro. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yes. Yeah. Tough day to be a square alien, dude.
Yeah, because a lot of black people have issues with aliens anyway, bro. A lot of my dudes have told me that.
Have you been hearing that a lot?
Oh, I've heard
Word
it a
on the
bunch.
street.
Not recently, but I heard. I'm sure it hasn't changed from since when I heard it.
Yeah, probably not. If anything's probably gotten worse.
Yeah, I don't think it was a meeting. I don't think it was a fucking meeting.
Dude, I used to hide. This is like, it's not like your game show, but it's like I remember hiding at my buddy's house in his hamper and smelling his fucking mom's bra.
What'd it smell like?
Ah, smelled like fucking.
Did it smell like perfume or did it smell like hamper?
Yeah, it smelled like perfume. I think it just smelled like a home kind of, you know.
Yeah.
It was like, looking for. I wasn't really looking exactly. For
He didn't know you did that.
No, he
Yeah,
still
yeah.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
And I would never tell him. If he were on his deathbed or something like that, I would tell him.
I auditioned with I remember like all these like Asian actors that you know now.
Tom Arnold.
He's not Asian.
But when he sweats and he can't open
He's
his
very
eyes, he
Asian
looks
when he
very
sweats.
Asian.
Yeah. Because it goes into his eyes and he squints. Right. Yeah. That's Tom Arnold. Yeah, that's Tom Arnold for sure.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, man, we'll take whatever you got with Tony Hawk's name. You can put toilet paper on there and it'll sell. So we made that for him.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, I want out of here. And I actually paid to get out of my contract.
Damn. Them T-Hawk shit tickets. I'd take a box of them, bro. I'd keep a box of them on deck. You should keep that in your glove box.
This fucking one time they had this hamster, right? Superman, we named him. And I was holding him in this fucking big sweatshirt I had, right? And after class, I forgot he was in there. He fell asleep in the little pocket, right, where you put your hands, right? So after class, I just throw him a book bag. I'm running. Next thing you know, I get in a fight with two brothers, right? Get beat up pretty good. And one of them had fucking killed this hamster that was still in this pouch. He'd fucking punched it.
I knew something wasn't going to be good.
Yeah, I
with
think
that.
his name was Superman. Let me think for a second. It might not have been Superman.
Why would you take the fucking hamster out of class and put him in your fucking pocket for anyway?
No, because you was sitting at class. You just nothing to do. And it was nice to kind of have something more.
Because Indian people eat a lot of spicy food and it just comes out their pores. You know, it's like being around an alcoholic, but
Yes.
it's like, yeah, a lot of Indian dudes, their arteries are just like a halfway house for like a spice rack. You know?
Remember one time we had a rental car and we got in an accident. It got a dent in it, right?
Yeah.
And we tried to get, we caught some bird, right? Pigeons, and got them to shit over the dent, like over the dent.
You haven't gotten a shit?
So that it would hide the thing. Yeah. In Florida.
Yeah, I guess they shit enough that like it might happen.
Oh, you could make it look for sure. I mean, we shit up half the whole, like, you know, 1/4
But
panel.
what, you just held a pigeon?
Yeah.
I think Lee might be a little Cascadone.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Shopping for peppermint, they call it, dude,
Yeah,
where
I
I'm
think
from.
he's coming out of the closet pretty soon.
They say, hey, you know the boy over there, little Lawrence.
I don't give a fuck if he's.
I don't care either, bro. I'll let you hang off my dick like a fucking mountain cat.
No, I would never let Lee.
Not you guys, but I don't have the same relationship with him.
Yeah, but you're still friends. You can't.
I'm friends with him. I wouldn't fuck him. I'd let him touch my dick a little.
4 foot. Yeah. Yeah. You got to really.
Yeah.
Oh, if you show up to fuck at 4 foot, you got to really mean it.
Yeah. Especially with a 5'9" chick.
Oh, wow. How do you even, I mean, I don't even, God, I would have watched that match.
Yeah, it's like scaling a mountain.
Yeah, I would have watched that match, dude. Or at least like hanging up your, putting the star on the Christmas tree, huh?
Yeah.
No, so we were cackling, but you know, she would be blowing him, and I would be down eating her out.
Oh, wow. Really?
Well,
At the same time?
At the same time.
Now,
but we would be. I would.
Bro, you're getting secondhand smoke, bro.
What do you mean,
bro? If she's blowing a dude. And you're eating her.
And she never blew me.
You know what? Eating her out. You're getting secondhand smoke.
I'm
bro.
doing all the groundwork.
Oh, but still no.
Right,
bro. It's like you blowing him, bro. Bro, that's gayer than just you blowing him.
You wrote "Son of a Sinner" together.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
It is crazy. It's really crazy.
Because him, I believe, son of a sinner. But then I get over here and I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, well, my birth father was definitely a sinner. I was adopted into a less of a sinning man.
Oh, yeah, then you're definitely, yeah. That's second. You're like an aftermarket sinner.
Right, yeah. I was actually son of a deacon. Yeah, I was like, son of a deacon in the Church of Christ. So
some of the monkeys will masturbate and stuff 6 to 7 times a day at the zoo.
Filthy.
Yeah, you're filthy.
Stop
you're
behaving
bad.
like an animal.
Yeah, be like, that monkey can choose its own pronouns, and we'd be like,
Yeah.
it's not about that. Okay, the monkey is just jerking off too much.
That, and then there's also throwing the shit.
Anything that comes out of their body, they're willing to throw.
Why do we? I feel like
Kind of like
human-
Mardi Gras.
Or maybe that's their beads, right?
Dun, 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 dun. They're just throwing that out.
Yeah, but at the time I didn't want to be a comedian. I was trying to be a serious actor in this.
A serious actor,
Sound of
as an
Music.
Asian in Sound of Music, dude. Get your fucking life together. What a fucking idiot, bro. I know. It's not the director's fault that you're a fucking idiot.
Well, it's their fault for even casting me? Is that what you're saying or no?
You're trying to fucking play a white kid in war-torn Germany. You want them to change the lines?
Yeah, see, I feel like I can't trust the McFish. That upsets
Hell
me.
no. I would
She has the
never-
wrong order, and I'm not here to respect your mother, but I would speak to her about that.
Of course, I've never looked at an ocean and at a McDonald's and be like, yeah, these things
these
should
connect.
know each other. Yeah, that is a fucking. There is not a yellow brick road that connects those bitches. Used to party with it some ever?
With cocaine?
Yeah.
I've done it, but you know.
Yeah, me too.
You know, you were like, yeah, me too.
Oh, dude, it's right. Oh,
You know
when
what,
I think about it, sometimes I think about us meeting up in like like having a eloping. I'm literally thinking about that, like me riding off in a carriage in the night with an 8-ball just holding on to me from behind. You know, if I mention like to people I'm like at the gym with or something, there's always somebody that knows one of you guys. You know, some of the guys that knew you aren't usually doing too well. I'll say that, but they're good guys. You know,
Good guy.
Hey, look, dude.
Hey, that's funny. True story.
Fucking methadone.
I saw
baby.
your cousin.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go, boy. I remember getting so high one night I was trying to sneak up on a mirror for like probably 2 hours.
That's good.
And I'll tell you this, dude, I got pretty fucking close, man.
But you also don't like to drive across town very much, and you can't drive and play. You know, I know whenever there's a new iOS update and you can't play Candy Crush, you don't like to drive during that week.
You're smart, man. You know me, dude. You know me, dude.
He ended up banging some girl like in 6th grade, right? And she broke up with him, broke his heart, and he started like rap music, and he wore this T-shirt that said Nick the Rapper that he wrote on it with a marker, right? But he only put one P in it, and it said Nick the Raper on it, the fucking shirt that he wore, and they fucking expelled him. They expelled him.
You know, to do the loop, I think it only like 10 people had done it, and I was like, well, this is an opportunity for me to.
And all Americans, all white, like whites, all women, who was it? Who all had done it?
You want the demographics?
Every all colors.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. I don't care.
Would I
I'm
be
just
the
seeing
first? Would I be?
I've never been asked that question.
Am I the first gay guy? I'm the only.
I
the
believe
first
so,
Gay
yes.
loop.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Gay loop,
and then
gay loop, son.
Yeah, because you know when I was a kid and kids used to come and they do the eye thing, they used to stretch their eyes like this and go ching chong, and all that kind
People
of
used to
stuff.
do that to me too because I have real lean eyes.
They used to do it to you?
Yeah,
right in the South.
People used to call me Chop Boy. They used to call me Bruce Lee. Yeah, they used to call me all of that, dude.
Oh yeah, they won't even let you take a scooter or a Lime on the interstate.
Yeah.
You know, which is crazy. Like there might be one state allows it. What state allows scooters on the interstate?
What state is allowing you to scooter?
It might be New Hampshire or something. They don't give a fuck there. As long as you're an organ donor, they'll let you fucking do whatever you want, bro. As long as you are donating plant-based organs back to society.
That's wild.
And my buddy ended up, touching this gal's vagina after the dance. And we all were sitting around this fire at his house later. And so he's like, telling everybody what happened. And my buddy's dad came out, right, and heard it and kept smelling my buddy's fingers then while we were standing out by the fire, dude, for probably like 40 minutes.
Bro, you're waiting for it like Chow in prison.
Yeah.
You're sitting there and you're just waiting.
I don't know what that's like.
Huh? Chow, it's a
I
new
went to
Chinese
college.
inmate.
Yeah.
It's like, who's getting this cutie?
But at the same time, you'd have a dude. I saw a guy pick his nose, feed it to a cat. Which is fucking most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
That's true.
It's China.
Oh, it's China. Fuck it,
Dude,
my bad. Yeah. It's
Bro,
China.
Yeah.
For sure.
You pop a zit in China, some other guy catches that in his mouth, bro, and it shoots out.
Yeah. We're animals.
No, I'm not saying that. Nothing is wasted in China.
Right. That's what it is.
Yeah. I wonder if you can swim with only that much propeller. You know what I'm
But
saying?
think
kinda?
of like a chihuahua. A chihuahua can.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something. You know?
That's true.
I gotta say another thing though. Who makes the clothes too?
Ooh, pervs, probably. Or they get them off dolls.
I was thinking, but like, you think they get them off dolls?
We had a small guy at our school, and his daddy would get clothing off of some dolls for him once in a while.
Yeah.